That's right. What are we on, season 6? Something like that, right?
So
Season 6. Who would have thought we'd make it here? Not me, okay? We're coming hot off of a nice break that we took, but if you follow the YouTube channel, you didn't get a break from us. We had a ton of break content that we uploaded. We had taste tests. We had some gameplay that we haven't done in a while. A lot of people enjoyed that. And of course, we had the Valentine's Day special. You didn't think that was coming, did you? But we ended up doing it because we can't leave you hanging on freaking Valentine's Day, right or wrong. How disrespectful would that have been? Okay, really. We got the Crow with us today.
what's up?
We got Roddy with us today, and we got Pasty. We got Big Dick with us today. Roddy and Crow were on the Valentine's Day show, along with the lovely Miss J. But I would like to know what Pasty thought about that show, because I've been getting emails, I've been getting texts about how insane. Today I heard that the show was outrageous. That's the word I heard literally this morning. It said that show was outrageous. What did you think about it, Dick?
Well, I didn't view the whole thing.
Oh my God! Get out of here! Get out of the freaking.
So
meeting.
happy he didn't view the whole thing.
But I did watch the most outrageous part.
Oh God.
How about you? How about you describe what you're talking about for the audience that didn't hear the Valentine's Day special? What exactly are you referring to there?
Well, I guess the climax of the whole show was when Maurice masturbated on camera.
And Miss J. And Miss J was doing it too.
And
Miss J was showing us. Miss J was showing us everything. And unfortunately for the viewers at home, you could not see that because, of course, I can't put that on freaking YouTube. Okay, of course, I had to black out the screen. But there may be a way that you can view the X-rated, uncensored version. We can't discuss how yet because it's not concrete, it's not done. But there may be a way for you to see the X-rated version. We definitely got a show. We got to see it, and it was insane. What did you think about that, Rich? Did you think that would happen on the show?
Did I think it would happen?
Yes. Did you ever think you'd see the day where that happened?
Yes.
I thought it would happen like season 1, but no, it took about 5.
It was just the next logical step.
Right. Miss J stripped, and there was fingers going in places. Mo stripped, and it was out of control. Roddy loved it. Roddy was doing something under the table, weren't you?
Yeah, I was joining in. I just didn't move my camera.
You're a naughty boy.
Listen.
I was professional. I was absolutely professional. That is ridiculous, Roddy. That is ridiculous. How did you feel? How did you feel about that, Mo? You're over there blushing.
I mean, listen.
never seen you
I
blush.
hope everybody signs up. Go, watches that because that is going to be. That was my oh God moment. That moment in life where you go.
That was everybody's oh God moment when we saw it.
Listen, it was my oh God moment. This can be the worst thing in life I've ever did in my life, or the greatest thing in my life. And it was one of those moments, and oh God, like did all the thinking when I was alone with myself. Like, what the fuck did I? But you know what? In terms of like memory and like how I am and taking I couldn't lose, guys. I can't.
Yeah, she would have. You gonna let her dom you like that? Well, technically she did dom you because she told you to take your pants off and you did it. Technically you did get dommed, but it was a draw. It was a draw,
man. I did a great job. You listen. So if you want to see me do a great job, we don't know. We can't say how yet, but we may be able to. You may be, but you can see the censored version on our YouTube channel. I think that was maybe the best Valentine's Day show ever. Like the whole show in its entirety, 2 hours. It was magical, and I've been getting rave reviews about it. Haven't got a bad review yet. And like I said, there was tons of other break content that you could watch, but we are back with season 6. Wow! How freaking crazy. Mo, how was your break? Because you were on break with us. I was on break. My break was a lot of reflecting and just,
about showing your penis?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you got a new house, which we will talk about in just a moment. To tease that and to tease some other things, Mo got a new house. We're going to talk about that. Roddy had a little incident on his show. We're going to talk about that. We're going to be doing some current events, and we're going to be reviewing the brand new and very complicated, not even complicated, very controversial movie, Madam Web. A lot of talk about Madam Web, and I can't wait to see what these nerds think about it. But continue, Crow. How was your break?
It was good. So we moved. Me and the girlie, we moved. So
right. Tell us about that.
Yeah, no, it's a bigger place, more rooms in it. We really stepped up, and I was hoping to step up. So I'm appreciative of the step up. It's nice. Thomas has been here. Like he has eaten my food.
Yeah.
He has played and hanged out and played video games with me. It was a great time.
Yeah, I've been to the house about maybe 3 or 4 times.
Yes,
and it is a very, I would say it is a luxurious apartment. It's basically a house.
He paid me back from not helping me move that mattress and getting blood all over it.
I did. I helped him move into the house the other day, and it was a wonderful time. They did a very good job, and it is a lovely, lovely place. But we got to talk about this because there may be something brewing in that house. Okay, because when I went in there, the first thing I said for somebody, I said, "Oh, you got a new house. We got to bring." And
of course, it would be mine.
I said, "We got to bring a Ouija board up in here, right?" Just saying it.
Yep.
So then I'm talking to Jasmine, and she's cleaning the bathroom. Mo's downstairs doing whatever, and she's cleaning the bathroom, and there's like red stains on the sink in the bathroom, and they can't come out. So I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of creepy. Like you got blood stains on the sink, you can't get out." And I'm like, And then she's like, "Oh, did I tell you that in our master bedroom, there's like this wooden box that's in the closet, built into the closet, and there's all these things from the previous owner. There's like all these weird things, and there's like baby doll parts in there." I said, "Baby doll parts in there? What the hell? You got like..." I said, "You got some kind of secret crawl space with hidden artifacts?" So then I'm thinking, I say offhand as a joke, I go, this is how the movie begins. That's how a horror movie starts. You move in, and the first day you see some things, but you brush it off, You see like maybe, "Hey, did we put that mop in the kids' room? I thought we had it in the kitchen." And then somebody goes, I don't know, maybe the kid put it in there. Who cares? The door creaks open. You go, "Oh, maybe we got to talk to the guy about that. Maybe that's just like a little problem with the hinge." And you brush it off, right? So I'm telling Jay about that. I'm like, and this is just going to get worse and worse. I'm like, you got the blood on the thing. You got the baby doll parts. Like, this is looking like the beginning of a movie. Fast forward like 10 minutes later, Crow and I are getting ready to film a video. And I tell him, I go, "I heard about your little ancient artifact area in the closet. That's kind of freaking creepy." And he goes, "Yeah, that is creepy." And then, I shit ya not. As we're talking about that, the light in that room flickers on and off. Goes, like on and off. And none of us are by it. Jay's on the other end of the estate.
We're in the center of the room.
Yeah.
Talking.
Jay's on the other end of the estate. Doors closed, and we just hit click, 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 on and off. And then it comes back on. I go... And then Mo does the classic thing I just said that somebody would do. He went, "I got to talk to the landlord about that. I don't know what that must be a freaking, wiring issue." And I go, "This is how it starts. You are going to be possessed in like a week. This is it. There's going to be some kind of crazy ass freaking horror thing." But so far, nothing's happened after that, right?
No, nothing happened. We got a man to take the dolls out the closet.
And then we
just found out it's really freaking deep. Like, you could put a body in there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the crawl space was actually it's like a cave in there.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why you haven't had any other instances, because you took the artifacts out of the closet. Maybe that's what it was about.
Maybe.
And this guy got a basement. You got like an attic. Like, it's in the basement's creepy. The attic, you didn't even go up there.
The basement is not creepy.
The basement is creepy. You have like a desk there. It looks like a timeout desk. Like if your child is misbehaving, you put them in there and make them write their name 50 times. Like,
you watch too many movies.
No. This is real life.
You've seen a lot of basements.
This is real life, Dick. This is real life. I told him it's gonna happen when Mo starts spitting out green stuff. His head starts spinning around. But you know what? The crows will protect
you. Nah, I'm good.
I'm gonna bring holy water the next time I'm up there.
Yeah, go
Listen,
in there.
my prayers are good enough.
Do that. The litany of the saints song. Saint Michael, pray for us. Saint Elizabeth, do that. You'll be fine. Everything will be great. But congratulations to the Crow. This is a major step up. You guys got to see the house. We probably would do a house tour. You want to do something like that? You want to do a house tour? You don't want to do a house tour? No, we won't dox you though.
Do you have like a red room of sex?
I don't have a red room.
Nah, you don't got a red room, but you kind of do because you got the headboard that changes colors. And when I saw that go red, I said, that's the baby making color right there. That's when it's going to get down. The whole room illuminates red. I said, when that red's like that, I don't even want to be here when that light comes on.
Like a mood ring or what?
You can control it. I don't think it goes by the mood, but I think it will set the mood.
Yeah.
It will definitely set the mood for sure.
They should make cock rings, but like mood rings for your cock.
To see how you're feeling.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool, actually.
Let's patent that. Let's get that going. We have to edit that out now so we can patent that. We'll sell Gringo's best cock rings. That'll be great.
Yeah, fine. Please block that part.
That'll be great. Let's edit that out so we don't get it stolen. But speaking of paranormal activity, Roddy, you had some interesting things happen on your show. Why don't you walk us through what happened the other day? Because you're not really a paranormal guy either. For this,
is he? I thought you.
I don't believe it. I don't believe in any of that stuff.
And he called me the other day with a story, and I was like, "Really?" So why don't you commence?
Yeah. So I decided to film a podcast in English and a video podcast. Despite it, we usually just do the Spanish with the video. But a friend of ours is moving away. She works there at the barber shop where we have the new studio. And so we had her on and another one of the girls that works there, and they were starting to talk about how they use a spirit box app to listen to the spirits there in the back room of the barber shop. So they turned it on for it, and the whole time we were talking, the spirit box would turn on and it would kind of join the conversation. It started telling us things. When it really started engaging was. First, they brought up my one friend asked me about my fingernails that are painted black, and I saw we were talking about that, and it called me an idiot, and so I started insulting it back, and then it asked us what date it was, and then it said Ronald, and so my friend Daniel, who's on the show, also just Googled the name Ronald and the date, and it brought up a man named Ronald. Who had his funeral on that date. It was February 20th, and in I believe Logan, Utah, which is where our friend is moving to.
Wow, so I got a clip of that. I'm gonna play that piece right there from the show.
Okay. Okay, if it starts, what are you guys doing?
I'm out. What am I?
What is it?
What is the date?
What?
What's the date? Today's February 20th.
February 20th, girl.
Do you consider yourself normal? Yeah, I think so. Ronald?
Who the hell is Ronald?
My goddamn Donald?
Is that your name?
Ronald? Are we speaking to Ronald?
Crazy.
Oh, shit.
What?
What the fuck?
What's up?
There's a guy that died named Ronald February 20th from Logan. Ooh.
What?
Thanks. No thanks.
They don't want to hold hands.
Well, I guess I didn't want to hold your hand either.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going to be living.
Oh, there you go. You're taking Ronald with you.
What?
He died this year.
What?
This year.
So he died on February 12th. And I think his...
Remember that they asked what was the date?
We're talking about the 20th, though.
Yeah, so his funeral was today.
Oh. Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Oh my god.
Exactamente.
Isn't that crazy? All that lined up like that?
Yeah.
So that I know
I think that's the app.
I know that spooked you out. But how is the app gonna know that she's moving there and that the guy that was named had a funeral on that day? The app is just programmed to say things. It's not programmed to link all that shit together.
Yeah, unless it's getting really, really good at it. But
so was that the conclusion of the experience?
I believe so. Pretty much, that was the best part of it. Then afterwards, what was it? He did say sailor because I kept swearing at it. I assume he meant it was just like a sailor mouth. Then after that, we had another guy join. Another name was mentioned. I can't even remember the second guy's name, and he just kept. First, he. I think he called one of the girls baby, and then Angel, and then he said he was coming.
Flirty. Oh wow, perfect for you to be on our show. You'll be on the Valentine's Day show.
Yeah, so I think we'll invite that ghost on.
Yeah, we got to.
So how does this make you feel as a non-believer?
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like I said, it does make you think. But at the end of the day, I was still like, I kind of thought what Crow said right now. I was like, well, it was an app. There's a lot of stuff that
The app.
There's a lot of explanation for it.
The app could link all that together. That's totally possible. Yeah, right.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's a direct link to the NSA.
Yeah.
Well, whether you believe it or not, that was a very cool moment to have on your show, and I'm super jealous, and that was awesome. And everybody can go check out the full episode where?
It's on Roddy TV on YouTube, and it's also on Spotify and the Alter Red feed. So you can watch the video there.
Very beautiful. Well, unlike that may be a real danger. That may not be a real danger. And Mo's ghost in his house may be or may not be a real danger. But let me tell you what is a real danger. My building. We have another incident in the building the other day. A man running around with an axe, and he was beating in a woman's door. And apparently she was on the balcony screaming for her life. She said, oh my God, there's a man with an axe. He's beating my freaking door in. Like he was like, it was like The Shining. This building is like The Shining. You can walk down a hallway and there'll be two twins. Come play with us. And then, but it's actually like, come smoke meth with us. Come smoke PCP with us. And it bring you to a freaking drug house. So she was screaming for her life, which is probably happening right now, really, in the building. I mean, it happens all the time. And I guess he left. I can't remember exactly. Yeah, so they broke her out of the apartment because he didn't get in, but he ended up beating the door so bad that she couldn't get out. And eventually they got the guy. They brought him in, but I was talking to one of the managers of the building today, and he's just walking around the building right now like nothing. They let him out. Same thing with the guy that had the knife, if you remember from a couple of shows ago, probably like, I don't even know, maybe 10 shows ago by now, but some guy was running around threatening people with a knife. The SWAT team came with Batmobiles. I mean, they came in heavy, armored up. They knocked the door in. They got the guy out just to do what? For him to come out the next day and walk right back into the building. It is absolutely insane. It is absolutely absurd. This building is like the Cecil Hotel. You know, the ones where all the serial killers used to stay? Like, it's like the famous building where Elisa Lam went missing. Like, Ted Bundy stayed there. Like, this is like American Horror Story Hotel, but it's my building. I think I need to write
something down.
I think I need to tell American Horror Story about this building. They can make a show about it because it is absolutely insane. You got Jigsaw walking around, and now you got Jack from The Shining running around with the fucking axe, man. That was absolutely insane. But when I saw the headline, I went, I mean, if I would have seen that man walking with the axe, I would have just like waved at him. I was like, what's happening? Like, how's it going? They got nothing to do with me. They ain't got nothing to do with me. So I'd have been fine. Apparently, it was he didn't really want to attack anybody else. He had a very specific target in mind, which was that woman. So very interesting. And here's a little building drama. The other day, I found out that the other people, there's two buildings next to us that are part of our complex, and their water got shut down or something. Their water wasn't working right. So now they went to do their laundry in our building, and they broke almost every machine. Almost every machine, washer and dryer, is broken in my building. So you know what? I was going to bring the egg hunt back. But now you fucked it up again. Because now the line for the laundry room is out the door. Like if they were waiting for a Supreme hat or something like that. Because now we got one washer and two dryers. So thanks a lot. No more egg hunt. It's canceled again. It's always something with the laundry room. You're either smoking crack in there, you're breaking the machines. Go somewhere else. We have we have tons of other places to go. What am I supposed to
do with all these cum eggs now? I was barely going to ship them out to you.
I don't know. We have to do it in your neighborhood now. You have a bunch of fields over there in Idaho, right? Like a bunch of empty fields and stuff. Send the people out there.
We don't have as many crackheads.
Well, it'll be a light event. It'll be what are you doing over there? You clapping your light on and off?
It's just
You doing the YMCA?
celebrating your building, bro.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I'm celebrating your building.
It's definitely a building to be celebrated, a building that can never, ever be forgotten. You know, I always got some scoop. I think there's been other stuff that's happened since the show has been off the air for a little while, but I can't recall. That was definitely one of the craziest. Jack running around with the freaking axe. But let's get into some.
Beat the shit out of that other dude in the elevator. That was cool.
Oh, that was great. I mean, he totally deserved it. So I didn't feel bad about that one at all. I saw that one from the beginning to the end. You could hear that story on the show. I think it's called Another Elevator Incident. You could check out the story in full. That was insane. And one of the greatest things I've ever seen. There's nothing better than seeing somebody talk shit and then get beat down. You know what I mean? It's always great.
Thanks.
So let's talk about some current events, things going on in the world. We love to talk about Disney. Disney, the happiest place on earth, okay? Unless you have an allergy, and then it's a big problem because a doctor from New York went to take a nice vacation. She went to Disney. You know, she's probably thinking, this is going to be magical. We're going to see Goofy. We're going to see Daisy. We're going to see the chipmunks running around, Mickey ice cream. Amazing, right? And then I'm going to come home safe and sound and go back to work and be back to being a doctor and doing my thing. Well, that's not how that played out, okay? Because this poor woman went to a restaurant with her husband and I think one of the in-laws. And it was specifically a restaurant that touted themselves as a restaurant that caters to people with allergy issues. Okay, so they go there and they go, hey, she goes, I want this, that, this, and that, but my allergy is for dairy and I think peanuts. And they go, oh, no problem. We got you. No problem. We're gonna make sure that nothing's in there. Everything's gonna be fine, right? So the food comes and there's like flags in some of them, and flags are not in some of the other dishes. And she goes, hey, what's up with, there's flags here, there's no flags there. And they go, oh, no, we asked the chef, everything's fine, eat it up, you'll be bon appetit, baby. So she's eating it. She's like, oh my God, we're going to go to Cinderella's castle tomorrow. It's going to be amazing. She's eating and eating. Everything's fine. She goes shopping. This is in Disney World because it's Florida. She was in a Disney World resort. She goes shopping and drops dead because the motherfuckers in the restaurant did not cater to her allergy. Can you believe that? I mean, you go to an establishment like this, and not even establishment, an institute like Disney that would tout something like that would guarantee this, and you would think nothing would slip through the cracks. This wasn't even a slip through the cracks. This was a major explosion, right? This was insane. How could this happen? You think you're going to the most magical place on earth, and then you die? And not only that, they spent like $80,000 to go. They the first day was $80,000. She probably got a taco for like, I don't know, maybe $30 per taco, and they got like a platter of 12 probably. Like
even seven.
That dinner was probably like $4,000 on its own. She's walking around in the heat. They're spending all this money to die. And it's not even like on a cool way, like on a ride. Like, oh, I got my head chopped off on the Matterhorn. Nope, I got an allergy and died because everybody was negligent and idiots.
Well, that's your company.
How could this happen? That's not my company.
Your company.
That's not my company. I like Walt Disney. He's dead.
That's your company.
He died. And so did Disney. And so
I wonder how much the death meal cost.
Yeah, I don't. Wow. It's probably a fortune just to eat at that place. It's probably a fortune. I watched a video of somebody going to Disney, and they did like the cheapest thing you could do, like for the whole day. They did the cheapest package. They spent about $880 a day for 2 people. What kind of vacation is that? That's like it's just robbery. It's absolute robbery. Like $40 for a churro.
From something expensive or from something cheap?
Say that again.
Would you rather die from something expensive or from something cheap?
Well, I like a lot of cheap things, so it depends. I don't have expensive taste, so I don't think it would matter to me. I'd rather die like in a cool way though, not like, oh, I ate something that gave me an allergy. I'd rather be like, yo, allergy. My man fell off the ride onto Goofy's fucking head in front of everybody.
Now I have a question.
Yeah.
So Roddy asked, would you rather die of something expensive or cheap?
Sure.
So say you go and you get a pizza like on the outdoor concourse of the the amusement park.
Right.
So it really is a cheap pizza with a floury crust and crap sauce on it. But it cost you $40.
Yeah.
So are you really dying of something expensive or you're dying of something cheap?
I don't think you could die of anything cheap in Disney. I don't think you could die of anything cheap in Disney. I think that's the point. How insane. They should get millions of dollars.
Millions.
My wife is dead, and she might have been the main breadwinner. She was a doctor. I don't know what he was.
Listen, her death could affect her patients, right?
Right.
Her death can
now her
affect
patients could be
patients
dead
because, yes, there could be multiple lives lost because of her death.
That's right. That's right. Speaking of multiple lives lost, Pastor, you have an article I'd like you to read. This is right up the show's alley. Okay, this is absolutely absurd, insane, and really touches on something that we've talked about in the past. And Dick is scrambling. What's happening over there? What's going on?
I got it. I brought it up. I don't know why it closed.
You had one job, Rich.
You want me to read the title or just jump into the article?
Read the title.
All right. You can't forget it. FBI agent recounts decaying bodies at Colorado funeral home. New details emerged about 200 bodies found in October, including fluids, maggots, and incriminating texts between owners.
He will continue.
Investigators who entered a Colorado funeral home where nearly 200 abandoned bodies were found encountered stacks of partially covered human remains, bodily fluids several inches deep on the floor, and flies and maggots throughout the building, an FBI agent testified on Thursday. Prosecutors also revealed text messages sent between the funeral home's owners showing they were under growing financial pressures and had fears that they would be caught for mishandling the bodies. The bodies accumulated. One of the co-owners even suggested getting rid of them by digging a big hole and treating them with lye or setting them on fire, according to texts. 23 of the bodies had death dates from 2019 and 61 were from 2020.
Wow. It's 2024, by the way. Right now. Continue.
So that was said by FBI agent Andrew Cohen. The remains included adults, infants, and fetuses.
Wow.
They were being stored at room temperature in a neglected building in a small Rocky Mountain town of Penrose, he said. It looked like something you'd like to forget but can't, Cohen said during a hearing for one of the funeral home's co-owners. Investigators also found animal remains and some bags of packaged concrete.
Cohen you know what that's for, right? The concrete's when they want to when they want to tell you that this is a grandma, but it's really like concrete dust. This is the ashes. That's what they do. That's what the other chick Megan Hess did. We talked extensively about her case last year. They would replace they would say, "Oh no, this is Aunt Susie," but it would be like cigarette ashes and dust and nothing of your loved one. Continue.
Okay. Some relatives of the deceased had received fake ashes rather than the cremated remains of their loved ones, prosecutors have said. Police in November arrested the funeral home owners, Carrie and John Halford, in Oklahoma after the married couple allegedly had fled Colorado to avoid prosecution. The bodies were discovered in early October after neighbors noticed a putrid smell.
It took that long, though? It's just like 200 bodies. Like, how did it take till 2024 for the smell to get out?
No, I'm sure there was already complaints.
Maybe, right? And then it just became overwhelming at this point?
I just think whoever wrote this, didn't want to make it sound like the police was stupider than they actually were.
I mean, it definitely takes a couple days for a build for because I was watching a documentary about like this family that got killed, and it was like a week when the neighborhood was booming. Unless they had them like in some kind of, I don't know, like in a basement where just for some reason the smell wasn't emitting. And because they must have had them in some big space where they had 200 bodies.
This is a fascinating
It is.
article.
Is there any more? Is there any more there?
Yes. The bodies were discovered in early October after neighbors noticed a putrid smell. Near the squat building was a post office and a few scattered homes spaced out between dry grass and empty lots with parked semi-trailers.
Maybe that's partly why, because there wasn't a lot of homes there, it sounds like.
The Halfords are accused of abusing corpses,
right,
stealing,
right,
laundering money,
right,
and forging documents over several years at the return to I'm sorry. The name of the funeral home was the Return to Nature Funeral Home.
Wow.
Right.
Which was based in Colorado Springs and stored remains near Penrose.
Wow.
Did it say what they got on bail, right? I think it says they got on bail.
They were each charged with approximately 190 counts of abuse of a corpse, 5 counts of theft, 4 counts of money laundering, and more than 50 counts of forgery.
Under the jail. Under it. What about bail? They out on bail?
When you launder money, usually you don't save money.
Out on the run. I think one of them is out on bail.
Really?
Okay, yeah.
So one of them was clever.
Oh, yeah, okay. John Halford remained in custody at the El Paso County Jail on Thursday. After his bond was lowered from $2 million to $100,000 during a hearing last week.
But you only pay 10% of that, right? You don't pay the whole $100,000.
Right, yeah.
He pays $10,000. So
yeah,
okay. So there you go. There's quite a lot more in that artitle, but that's where we're going to leave it.
Do you want to see the people?
Yeah, let's see the people.
Let's see these.
We the people.
Somebody better be attractive.
Oh yeah, get a zoom in there. Zoom in there.
I need somebody to lock this thing in.
This looks like, look at that crew. What a beautiful couple. What a beautiful couple. That's exactly what I want handling my my parents and my family. Beautiful, beautiful people.
And that's a recent story then?
This was very recent, yeah. I guess maybe they said they found it in October, but for some reason I found an article from February, so there must have been like an update in the case, and that's why they rewrote it or whatever. They gave an updated article. But what I want to know is, okay, because this is very popular. This is like a popular scam going on. People are getting these bodies in funeral homes, selling the body parts, which I didn't see in that article, right? They're not accused of selling them. They're just rotting there, which is
abusing.
That is odd, because Megan Hess was a businesswoman who I can respect, okay? She said, no. Your father's head, $300. I can respect what she was doing a little bit. You know what I mean? These fucking people are just throwing the bodies and letting them rot for what? Like, you get literally nothing out of it. You might as well burn them. Like, just burn them and give the people their loved ones. They're like literally sitting there. You know what this is? They're probably just lazy. They don't want to do the work. Nobody wants to work. That's the fucking problem. And they're letting the bodies rot. Okay, this is a big thing going on. I've been seeing this a lot. And what I want to know is, why is this continuing to happen in Colorado? Because the last big one was, again, Megan Hess, and that one was in Colorado. So what is out in the water in Colorado where they're just leaving people to rot, selling heads, and giving people concrete freaking cigarette ashes and dust as their loved ones? What is going on over there? If you're going to get into the business, don't do it in Colorado, because you're under a microscope right now. What the
Apparently
hell?
not.
Texas.
They
There's
better
a
be.
very similar. There's a very similar case that happened in Pocatello, Idaho. Here, that's about an hour away from where I live.
What happened there?
A very similar thing. And I looked it up right now. It's Downard. If you Google Downard Funeral Home in Pocatello, it's closed for good, and you'll find the whole story. It's a long, long story. Similar thing though. I mean, they had a partnership with Idaho State University for a while, where they were helping them like provide with body parts for.
That's how that goes. They probably give them. That's where it
then-
gets crazy.
But that's the thing. Like that would explain some of it. But I guess their partnership had ended a while back. By the time they got there, same thing. They found a bunch of fetuses, something like 60 bodies. It was very similar to that case, and people were starting to complain about the smell, and people were wondering where their loved ones were and shit like that. So a very similar case.
And remember, this happened in Harvard last year. They had the head guy at the morgue or whatever you call it at Harvard. He was selling body parts to different rings of people. He was out there stealing. He was doing all kind of shady stuff, getting people's heads. So this is there's a big market for this going on. I don't
Good
know.
market.
You know, I
That
don't
might
know.
explain a lot more murders in certain areas.
I don't know, Crow. Have you? I feel like you may have been selling body parts, earlier on in your life. Have you ever get into this lucrative business?
No, I never have.
That sounded like incriminating.
It's a lot of work,
He sells body parts, but they're not dead.
There you go.
Their hands
I
are
mean,
wiggling.
it's a really hard job. I mean, like, let's be real.
Obviously,
about
because
it.
these putzes didn't do it. They just left them to rot. The other people, the guy at Harvard and the other people, they're sawing off people's body parts and selling them off and putting them on dry ice and giving them out. It seems like a lot of work. Well, we got a little more death to get to. We got one more story of death. We get to get a little. We got to keep the morbidity going a little bit. Hold on, I got a video to play, everybody.
Gritty, you in the mood today?
I'm going to try to be serious through this story. So tragedy struck a small town in West Virginia back in 2020. Their local Hooters shut down for good.
Locals wiped away their tears and gathered one final time to say goodbye to their beloved restaurant before it gets demolished. Daniel Burbank from our West Virginia affiliate reports.
They're calling it the end of an era. Hundreds gathering at the old Hooters for a candlelight vigil.
It's a lot of memories going down with that building.
But through the tears,
Hi, guys!
former Hooters employees coming together for one last reunion.
I started out as just, coming in to get a job, and it became so much more because I met so many lifelong friends and my co-workers.
I want to thank each and every one of you.
West Virginia's last Hooters in Kanawha City never reopened after March 2020.
For all the naysayers, the doubters, the down talkers and whatnot, this building right here was a legitimate, iconic figure to the Kanawha Valley.
The vigil began as a joke between friends, gaining traction on social media and the attention of international news outlets.
Long live Hooters.
The building will be torn down and replaced with a popular gas station chain, crowds celebrating decades of memories. Co-organizer Leo Browning says Hooters corporate found out about the vigil and overnighted them a box of calendars to give to people. Browning adds he hopes the love and support for Hooters continues for years to come.
I think we've all experienced loss, and we can absolutely relate. Our hearts go out.
Yeah, I'm not trying to dog your grief, but people have real problems.
I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say he doesn't look like he enjoys what's going on at Hooters. That guy.
Was
You know
that
what I
the
mean?
high school news station that did that?
I don't know, but am I off on that, Roddy, or you get the same vibe?
Yeah, I'm just surprised it was the chick that was like held the vibe a lot more than the dude.
She really did.
That story. I mean, I don't think I've cried on this show ever, but I'm really. Yeah, that was really messed up, man. I know I don't take a lot of things serious, but this one really, I'm really upset about that. That really messed me up. I don't think I've been this upset since I don't even know. I can't even think of another time I've been this distraught. It's horrific.
The close up of those chicken wings, they look like crap.
No,
Let's see those tears.
They looked awesome. I literally just wiped them away. I'm being vulnerable right now. Don't make this don't make a mockery of this. Like that cameraman that was cackling in the background. Really, fuck him. Horror. You don't laugh at somebody's pain and grief and suffering and loss.
You're the only person that I know who cries and you can see their dimples.
I don't know what you're talking about. All I can tell you is that we're going to South Carolina soon, and you know that we're hitting Hooters over there. I'm going to love it. It's a great place. I mean, listen, why? It's the perfect place. I don't understand how Hooters is shutting down. I don't even understand. Like, how is Hooters shutting down? But then you have these, like, 10-star restaurant Michelin, chocolat mall, where people get like a banana with a fucking cantaloupe piece on top and a piece of cherry sauce, and it's like the size of your thumb, and they go, this is tremendous fine dining. But that stays open. You want to pay like $5,000 for a piece of that, but then Hooters, literally you get the best of everything. You get it's the atmosphere. Food is tremendous. It's just how could any one of them shut down? I think it's a conspiracy. I think something is happening. It's being shut down because it's 2024 and people think it's misogynistic or something. I don't buy this. I don't think it's shutting down for financial reasons. Cannot be. Did you guys see the freaking Wonka experience where everybody got scammed because I think it was somewhere in the UK. I'm not good with locations and maps, but it was somewhere where they have accents like that. Where they go, "Oh, Willy Wonka." It was somewhere where they have like an accent like that, like a British accent.
Yeah, they walked in. It was just like a big empty warehouse with a handful of old shit.
It was
the advertisements were like super and it was AI shit, just super filled with magic.
Super
and shit.
magical, super whimsical, like super colorful. It's just Willy with his cane doing a backflip, and they're like, "Come on, $40, you're gonna go on the magical and most magical experience of your life." Like they were hyping it up. They had actors. And then when you walked in, it looked one of the scenes looked like a meth lab. And everybody said it. It's like the saddest Oompa Loompa you've ever seen. She has like a frown. And there's just like, it looks like Breaking Bad in Willy Wonka's mansion. Yeah. And then, Willy came out and everybody was like, who is that? Like, what is that? Like, what the fuck is going on? They're literally in an empty building. Like, they're in an empty building with like a blow up rainbow and like a little like maze. And there's like a mirror. And apparently there was some kind of story to this. And they were like, oh, Willy, they didn't call him Willy Wonka. They called him like Willy McDuff. So maybe this is in freaking Ireland for his name to be Willy McDuff, okay? They literally called the guy Willy McDuff, and they were like, oh, there's actually an evil chocolatier that hides in Willy McDuff's walls. And the thing came out, and it was just like a guy in a wig and just like a blank mask, and the kids just started crying. They're like,
You made this up. You had to.
I'm not. Like, I can show the video.
What is that? It's the end dog.
I can explain the video. The parents were laughing because it was like, I think the laughing was just astonishment. They're like, what did we just do? Like, the kids are crying right now. This is absurd. And then it gets worse, okay? So they get to the end where it's supposed to be, now at least you think, right? What do you think is going to be served at this establishment? What do you think is going to be given to the children? Anybody?
Chocolate.
Pastor. Dick. You got a brain on you, right? That was not what happened. They got literally, as God is my witness, they got one jelly bean per person. Not a pack. Not even like they couldn't even go on Amazon and get like 100 pack. It was like fun size packs of jelly beans. They went, bloop, here's a jelly bean. This better be one of Willy Wonka's jelly beans where it like turns into a meal, where like it expands and it turns like a fork. It wasn't. It was like a little jelly belly, right? And then what are you going to wash it down with? Of course you're going to wash it down with a shot of lemonade. Dead ass. Like, they gave the kids a shot. Like, the kids could have went, just one shot back. It was the most depressing, embarrassing thing that I've ever seen. And it was honestly one of the greatest things. I wish I would have went. I wish I brought my nephew or my niece there because I would have fucking loved it. It was, $40 well spent, bro. Because you know what? It's just like, it's not what, it's just like, how could you do that bad of a job? Like it exceeded expectations. Like how? It was insane. You saw the pictures, Roddy?
Yeah, I saw some of the videos too of people actually walking in and just being completely underwhelmed.
What?
This cannot be real.
It's so
this
real. So I got a little scoop because CoffeeZilla is a guy who investigates scams. Shout out to CoffeeZilla. He does great videos about crypto scams. He investigated the guy who ran this. I don't even remember his name. It's a name I shouldn't even mention probably, but I don't even know it to mention it. And apparently he just does everything with AI. Like his whole career, he has like 40 books and he appears like this prolific author. Every cover is AI. All the stories are AI, and it's just like you could tell it's written by AI. And a couple of the actors came out and they spoke out. They were like, "Listen, we were scammed just like y'all. Like we thought this was gonna be lit. We thought it was gonna be a big budget event." And they said as soon as we got the script, we went, "Oh Lord." It was straight up AI. Like, Willie walks down the hallway and the unknown comes out. That's what they called the villain, the unknown. Like, you couldn't get any lazier than that. Even AI was lazy on that one. Like, the unknown. Apparently, they're going to make a horror movie about the unknown. I feel like this is horrible enough. The images were... This was like a found footage horror movie, just watching the thing. It's like, this is scary enough.
Oh, my God.
Roddy, you have children. What would you do if you walked into this?
I need to scam somebody.
What would you do? What would you do, Roddy, if you walked into this? You had your daughters there, and they go, "Oh, we're going to see Willie. We're going to see Willie." And you
man, it's tough because just from what I saw, it's like you said, to me, it looked like it was one of those things that was so bad it was good. Like you just fuck with everybody at that point, because if it's some high production value, you don't want to mess with any of the actors or anything.
Right.
But at that point, it'd be like, let's just have fun with this. Fuck with all the actors and fuck with everything that's going on. So you could make it fun.
But a family of
three, I think
three,
I'll try to make it fun for my kids by fucking around a little too much.
Yeah. But a family of three like yourself, what is that? $120 you would have dropped?
Yeah.
Because it's $40 a ticket. That's where it gets crazy, because it's not like you're walking in by yourself. $40 or something. $120. So people got pissed, yo. They called the cops and they were like, "What is this?" So I'm pretty sure they got shut down. They about to get sued out the ass. What the hell is that?
I was looking at the Time magazine article about it.
Oh, I thought that was Crow doing that.
No, there's some ad.
No, I have to wait.
Oh, okay. Yeah, turn that volume down. You guys got to see the images. I'll see if I can splice some of them in here. But it has been viral. Everybody's been talking about it. Like I said, they're gonna make a horror movie about it. Apparently, about the villain from this thing, and it is. Honestly, another one of my favorite things to watch or read is stuff like this. Like I remember when I was gonna take my nephew to see Paw Patrol, I was looking into it, and then like somehow I went down a rabbit hole of like all these kid shows that I didn't even know existed, and I read up on when Peppa Pig opened in Chicago, and the reviews were the fucking greatest. They were like, "Yo, this sucked. This was the worst show I've ever been to." I was reading them again last night because this was like 5 years ago. I remember, and I never forgot the reviews because I was like, I'm gonna take my nephew to see something fun. Like, let's go. I see the Peppa Pig reviews, and people like, do not see this. This was absolutely horrendous. Like even for a kid show, this was the most brain dead show I've ever seen. Like they didn't even have characters come out in costumes. It was like puppets on wheels. They had puppets that they had puppets that they would maneuver on wheels and stuff. They were like, Peppa Pig was like a 20-minute first act, and then they went on intermission for like 15 minutes or something. They went intermission for a long-ass time, and then they came back, and it was like the final act was after that. Like, so they barely got any show. And I'm already dying. I'm already on the floor laughing and thinking about, like, people in the crowd watching this. Like, how fucking great is it to think that you pay all this money, and this is what you get? Like, you get this. I mean, a high school could do better than this. And then they go, this is my favorite when they go, and I was dumb enough to pay for the Peppa Pig meet and greet. And Peppa Pig was like 40 yards away. And you kind of take a picture with Peppa, like she's like way in the background, like she's not even supposed to be there. She's just like waving, and like the kid, you think the kids are going to get to hug Peppa, touch her nose, or nothing. Peppa was like 20 yards away. You get a picture, you could barely even see her. So I love to look at review. Like this shit is like so funny.
Well, you said it was a movie or like a Broadway?
It was like a play on stage, and people. There was like 1 or 2 actual characters in costume, and everything else was a puppet on a wheel with like strings and everything. It was the most low budget shit ever, and it sounded. I was jealous. I want to go see this. I have to go see.
That's what I mean. Like when it's something
find one in our town,
like that, you got to check it out.
Right? It's like if you can't be just kind of bad, then it sucks. You got to be really bad.
Like unbelievably, I can't believe what I'm watching right now. Bad.
Pastor, you've seen many shows. You've been involved in many shows. Have you ever been involved or seen anything of this nature in your days of being off Broadway?
Well, one thing did come to mind, and part of me doesn't want to make fun of it, but the other part of me does.
Right.
So there was this theater company from Albany that was around for a while, and I thought that they were gone, but they were still going, and they did a play about the Bible at the Proctor's GE Theater, and it was really bad. I mean, it was really bad, but the lady that I went with from church was just loving it. Right, and so
in a way where it's not like how Roddy would like it. You like she actually likes it, like because it's so.
She actually liked it, right? I'll just tell you the pinnacle scene for me was when Jesus was carrying his cross, and he came out from behind the fold screen that was, covering backstage. And first the tip of the cross came out, then his beer belly, and then the rest of them.
I've seen Jesus depicted it with a lot of things, never a belly.
Not a
That's
bear
more
daddy.
Buddha.
Bear daddy Jesus.
And
not even Buddha belly. This was beer.
Oh my god!
Belly.
It was straight yeast belly.
Oh yeah, man.
And what were your
Yeast
thoughts while you were watching
cat.
this? What were your thoughts?
I just said, for the integrity of my relationship with this sister in Christ, I am not going to burst out laughing.
Oh my god! I don't think I can.
You should have.
Hold it in.
You should have.
I don't think I could have held it in. That is
Jesus.
That is incredible.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I remember
man.
we went to the circus one time, and Mo told the clown to go fuck himself. That was the best. That one, Mo didn't like that.
I forgot that one.
The clown walked over to me and Mo. Mo went, "Get the fuck out of here!" Like, and the clown was like, "Huh?" We were like 13. This was not. We were not 20. Like, the clown was coming over to like give Mo like a balloon, like make his day. And Mo just looked at him and went, "Bro, get the fuck out of here." And the clown's probably like, "Didn't you come to see this? Like, is this not what?" And Mo's probably like, "I came for the fucking like acrobats, bro, not for you. Get out of here." The clown was so disappointed, man. He was so
I came for the animals and the acrobats. I actually don't really care for clowns in person.
That was
I don't like them. I can watch them on TV. It's entertaining, but I don't actually like clowns in front of me.
Right. Well, don't go to Pastor's Hospital because the clowns on rounds are going to come in and disturb you. That's like the last thing you want.
Rounds? Is that like clowns that go to the hospital?
Tell them, Pastor.
Yeah,
Tell them
that's what they call themselves, clowns on rounds.
Tell them what they do, Pastor. Tell them what they do. Tell them the sickness.
Yeah. They go from room to room, and they, would you like an iPad? And they hand you a pad with a little googly eye on it.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, yeah, it's funny. Imagine you're there though, and you're having a heart attack. Imagine you're there though, and like you're getting like you're getting your appendix taken out. Your appendix bursting your body, and your body's filling up with blood and with poison. And next thing you know, woo! Would you like a balloon? They give you a balloon like, "Oh, here's a new intestine." It's a balloon shaped like your intestine. I could not think of anything worse than that.
Really? See, I would like that.
I could not think of anything worse than a freaking clown coming in. Even if I had just a migraine, I would be livid. I don't want them coming in for anything like that. That's insane.
If I was dying I would rather see a clown than a beer belly Jesus.
No, I'd rather see Beer Belly Jesus for sure. That would be so funny.
See, I vote clown.
That'd be so funny. Well, I said that they should eradicate clowns on rounds and do blowjobs on rounds. I think that would be better. You know what I mean? Like how
his suggestion is it all men?
Yeah, who are they going to get
women.
to give the blowjobs? The same
women.
clowns?
No, it's just hot women.
Are there any
sure?
hot clowns? Do like that big comfy couch clown? She was hot.
He
like
was
her?
hot, actually.
The one that used to do all like the yoga poses and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you like the clock?
I've never met a girl that can do that thing with the clocks with her legs ever again. I need to meet a
That was
woman
it,
that can
right?
do
I
that.
looked her up the other day. I think she was hot. Like she's still hot. If I remember
She's still
correctly.
really hot. It's funny that maybe it's the same video. For some reason, I think on YouTube, maybe I got like a video suggestion of that, of like update on her life.
Like where she's at now. She's like kind of like gothy looking, right? Is that her?
I
She
believe
was like
so.
kind of
Yeah.
gothy looking back in the day.
And I guess she's brought the character back every once in a while for different like shows and shit that have had her on.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Roddy, have you ever brought your children to one of these shows like Disney on Ice or Peppa Pig?
We've gone to Disney on Ice, and we went to Paw Patrol also. When you said Paw Patrol.
Oh, did you see Paw? How was that? Because I never took my nephew.
Oh, you never did? That one was pretty good. They actually had like actors in suits and like.
And they were like on all fours, or they were running around like kind of in mascot suits.
Kind of like mascot suits, and then we did the meet and greet, like the VIP thing, and that one they got to take pictures with Sky and the fucking
Rubble,
dumbass cop dog, and we got to hug him
Marshall.
and shit.
Yeah, I know all the names for my nephew. I know all the pups.
Yeah, Marshall, that was.
And they weren't like 20 feet away. You could actually hang out with them.
Oh yeah, they got to hug him and stuff, and it was fun. And then the Disney on Ice, that one was really good.
Yeah, I went one time in my life. Did you ever go to that, Mo?
No,
They never brought you in school?
No, I didn't go in school.
I feel like I went in like kindergarten or first grade. They brought us to Disney on Ice. Yeah, I went in kindergarten. Yeah. Did you ever go to one of those things, Pastor? As a child? Or did
Yeah,
they not have that?
the big thing when I was growing up was the Ice Capades.
Oh Lord.
There's a big show on ice, and I went. I think I went to it like twice when I was a kid.
What do they do? It's like people skating around.
Yeah, it was a big, a big spectacle. But I mean, it was very entertaining. I remember it was very entertaining.
I liked it.
It was probably about the same as Disney on Ice, just without the Disney characters.
Yeah.
Right. Well, speaking of Disney, did Disney make this or Sony made this movie? Sony, right? Yeah, Sony made it.
Same company.
Same company?
No. You told about this movie, Madam Web?
Yeah.
That's Disney.
Disney made it?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
No, Sony, Columbia Pictures.
Wait, Sony made that?
Yeah, Sony made it, right?
Brothers.
No, so it's definitely it's Sony because Dre told me it's Sony. So
Okay.
Madame Web has been released upon the globe, and apparently people hate it. People absolutely hate this movie. I saw, before we got on the show, a video of people bursting out laughing in the theater when they were watching this movie. And the headline read that Disney is thinking of pulling this, not Disney, Sony thinking about pulling this out of the theaters because it's so bad. This thing is so bad that one of the most popular movie critics online, okay? This guy reviews everything. I've seen this guy review Goosebumps. I've seen this guy review every freaking movie that comes out. All of a sudden, he doesn't want to review this movie because I think he said, "Oh, the director's a woman and he doesn't want to insult her." Or something. It was something really lame. It was something super lame, and he's getting criticized for it. But basically, without saying it, he's saying this movie's so bad that I don't want to talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, out of all the movies that have come out, he doesn't want to talk about it. So I cannot wait to hear what Dick and Crow think about this movie. Because let me tell you right now, out of all the people that hate it, I know one who loves it, and it's Justin. I thought it was fun. I had a great time. I was like, really? Like, literally everybody hates. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I'm
actually been wanting to watch that shit,
Huh?
I've been wanting to watch that just because of the cast. Has Sydney Sweeney and Isabella from the Dora the Explorer. She's hot as hell too.
Well, they got a A-list cast, but I don't think it was A-list writing, directing, editing, or anything else.
Who gives a fuck about the writing?
Well, it's not a porn.
You know,
so
this isn't.
the
This
writing
isn't.
should be
Well, that's
good.
what I'm saying. Not every movie has to be fucking Citizen Kane. You know, some movies can just be fun and have hot chicks
I
in
never
them.
even
Who
seen
gives
that.
a fuck?
Right. Well, let's
This
see
was
what
definitely not one of those movies.
See what the superhero guys think about this. Why don't you start it off, Crow?
Apparently, I have to apologize to Disney. I have lost so much faith in Disney that when even something from the Marvel universe is used, how could y'all let this happen, Disney? How could you let anybody else fuck up? Y'all been doing fuck ups very well, and now you let other people try fucking up on Marvel. So this movie actually, Justin was like, this movie is a Disney Channel movie, okay? This is what this movie is. It is a CW movie. It's like if we've been asking for The Flash to be turned into a movie for years, right? Just use the TV show cast and make a movie. We'll love it. This movie just had the budget with a CW script. That's this movie. It made you feel like you were 15 years old. Like, it made you feel like you were 14. Like, oh, wow, I used to watch corny shit like this for free as a kid. And it makes it worse because this is a character from the Spider-Man universe. And the fact that they're using somebody, Sony is not right. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Disney owns Spider-Man. They're the ones that they're making all the stories, Spider-Man stories that we know of. Why are they using this character that's a part of the Spider-Man universe mythos? It just did a lot of things for, as a fan, you just felt weird about. It was fun. I could see a 14-year-old girl liking it. Not a comic book fan.
Or Justin.
Yes.
Give it a rating.
It's a solid 2.
Out of what?
10, 5, doesn't even matter. It's a 2.
Okay. Richard?
I wanted to like the movie. I mean, the whole concept of being able to see in the future and, her learning, more about her powers and how she used them at the end. I mean, I like that stuff. But this has got to be one of the worst acted movies I've seen in a really, really long time. I mean, it was.
And I've seen you watch some bad stuff, by the way.
Yeah, and you know what I felt like? I felt like I had smoked pot, and because I was under the influence of pot, that the movie was running slow. But I haven't smoked pot in decades, and this movie just like limped along.
It dragged.
It did. It dragged so hard.
Even like the scenes where they're like, she's a paramedic and she's on this scene and she's doing, CPR, right? And it's just like barely touching, there's like no realism to it at all.
No
and
passion?
Then when she's teaching these girls how to do CPR later, she's like, never stop. But she had stopped in the middle of, doing CPR on this patient, and the guy lived. The guy opened his eyes, and he was alive. There are just so many little things, It just, I don't know.
One I heard, one critique I heard was that apparently she could see in the future, like you said, but then her best friend gets killed or something like that. And then everybody's like, well, if you how did you not see that?
Well, that was when her powers were manifesting. It was hard to even understand what was going on.
Okay, that like I said, that's something I heard about. So
yeah, that sticks to the whole manifest powers. What's happening? Something bad happens. I mean, to be honest, So this character is from the Spider-Man universe. She's originally an old woman who's blind in a wheelchair, and that basically can see through the spider
Did
web.
they not do that? She's not blind in a wheelchair in this movie, for real?
No.
That is extremely ableist, and I am incredibly offended. Are we not?
Yeah.
Well, it brought you up to the point where she she was in the wheelchair and blind at the end of the movie.
Oh, okay.
And really, like the three girls that that she saved and they're going to be like superheroes later on. I mean, I really like their costumes. Like when you saw them in the future,
right?
And like I kind of like to see them in action, but I mean, if they're going to make a second movie, they got to get a whole new crew of people to do this and to because I mean, those costumes and the concept of them is really cool. I mean, it's just got to be a lot. The movie's got to be a lot more slick and a lot faster paced and some, have some really good music tracks behind it.
They talked about foster care, something that I could relate to growing up in foster care, and they butchered that subject so horribly. I mean, like I felt like, wow, yeah, for real, it is painful, and and then she says, hey, it's not all bad. There's some good. And she says, I turned out right, all right. And for me personally, I really felt that. I know what it feels like to be on. They just ruined that really educational moment for some like hopeful bullshit. And it should have it's a dark subject and you need to give it respect. It's a hard situation. And each one of those three girls situation, like without the extra fluff and brightness that they had, you didn't even capture that. I'm sure most people didn't even capture that part. Like, wow, this is a good subject that we can talk about. No, got overshadowed by Powerpuff.
Yeah, when you said that it was like a CW. Even CW was better than this.
Wow.
Yeah. My friend compared it to like Gotham shows. He was like, "Damn,
well, Gotham was good.
Gotham looks way better than this, bro." And I
like Gotham.
Yeah, I love Gotham too. And I was just like, yeah, Flash, everything. I wanted it to be dark. I always thought that I always wanted the Madam Web character to be played in real life. I think I like the actress, but I really wanted to go down a dark tone because in Spider-Man's mythos, when she appears, it's when Peter's going through some really dark shit. So I wanted that aspect of the wisdom and the age because she's mad old in the comic books. So
okay, so this is like kind of her origin story.
Yeah,
I refuse to say it's her origin. I don't know what this is.
There was this one moment in the movie where her friend Ben Parker, who's a fellow, paramedic.
Wait, that's Uncle Ben?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow!
Yeah. See all the hints.
Wow.
But so, can you even use Spider-Man? Are they going to substitute Spider-Man with these three girls?
I don't know.
But so she comes. She goes to her friend Ben to, I think that's when she might have needed the girls to stay with him or something.
Oh, when she wanted to go to Peru and he left, and she left her grown ass best friend, male best friend, along with three teenage girls.
Yeah,
that they've never met. He's never met, and they never met him. That shit was just.
Oh, yo, and even worse than that, when she left him in the woods.
Oh yeah.
What you tell him again? I wish I wrote it down.
She said, don't do anything dumb.
Yeah, don't do dumb things.
Don't do dumb things. No dumb things. Right. That was real dialogue, people.
Like this guy's like after these three girls to kill him, and she's gonna go off and look at her mom's diaries to try to put everything together, and so don't do dumb things. And you're like, what? You're gonna leave them in the woods?
The girls
by the way, had no proof that the man had the technology to find them. She had no proof. She just left three little girls in the woods.
Yeah.
Off for instinct.
Wow.
But but when she was leaving him with Ben says, "Well, I don't know what you're going through, but
oh yeah, gayest thing ever.
I can't even imagine what you're going through. I don't have the experience to know what you're going through." And it's like, what is this, like the Me Too moment? I mean, it was like,
well, you know, when he said that, I thought he was going to sexually assault those young girls, because that was so unbelievably that he said that. I was like, no, what? She didn't tell you anything. She told you nothing. She said, hey, here's access to 3 young, beautiful girls. Be along with them. And your response to that, I don't know what you're going through, but good luck.
Yeah, it was. Wow. Yeah, there's a lot to dislike in this movie.
So you guys agree with the critiques? You are one of the critics.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think we found our own critiques.
This doesn't sound like critiques. It sounds like the God's honest truth. I mean, everybody hates it. What do you give it? What do you give it out of 10, Richard?
Out of 10, I'll give it a 5 because some of the effects were cool. A couple of the scenes were entertaining. Like, you know, they were entertaining enough for like, I really do want to like this movie, and then the next scene would come.
Yes,
it's
limping.
Bring it down.
You think it's gonna fly? You think it's gonna be a bird? But it's just a limping bird, and when it jumps, it falls. Nothing else happens until it hits the ground, snaps his neck, and you hear his mother cry out, "Oh, baby egg!"
Well,
yes, you did.
Justin loved it. Are you going to see this movie, Roddy? I might see it now.
I want to watch it because I think these guys are being completely unfair, and I'm
wow. Well, you think so, huh?
And I'm gonna enjoy it, and I'm gonna do my own review with Justin, and it's gonna be great.
I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that. You guys got to come to the defense. Somebody's got to like it.
All right. Well,
maybe
I look forward to your
I'll
review.
have to jump in that review and give my critique on it. I got to see what I think about it.
They're the best actresses around right now.
She's gorgeous. I'm saying that the script they gave that woman was trash. It wasn't an actress. It was a script.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't care because if it sounds like maybe the Willy Wonka experience was just as good. And that looks like it was a fun time as well.
You get that $120 bill. Until you remember that.
And you know what? And you might have watched this movie, but at least you didn't die at the end like the lady that went to Disney World.
Right.
That's true.
Right.
Count your blessings. You guys are still alive.
Right. I mean, some movies are so bad they're good. So I got to see where this one falls for me. When we get a nice clear copy, I'll have to watch it. Speaking of movies, though, we got a couple things coming out on the horizon. Number 1, we got The Strangers Chapter 1. Apparently, they're going to do a new trilogy for The Strangers. Has anybody here seen The Strangers before?
No.
Well, Pastor and Crow, you guys should definitely watch the first Strangers movie.
Is that the one where they kidnapped the...
Oh, yeah, that narrows it down. No, it's like the horror movie. The kid,
I think that one was Taken.
Yeah, that's
no. It's
was
like a family of killers.
The family of killers. The 2 people are in. It's all loosely based off of the Ketty cabin murders, which I don't think they were ever found. And it was a couple in a cabin, and the guy proposed to her. She didn't. When she said no, it's all this big dramatic moment. All of a sudden, a family of killers come to break in and kill them.
You showed me this movie in high school.
Did I show you this movie?
Yeah, you did.
Maybe I did. I don't recall. But, Pass, you should definitely see this because this was a fun movie. But what I did not like was the second movie. Okay, I did not finish it the first time I watched it, and I damn sure didn't finish it the second time when I gave it a shot, like literally 2, 3, 4 months ago, something like that. I was like, maybe I was being a little harsh. I don't know. I watched it with EJ when it first came out, and me and him were like, nah, this is not it. So I did not like that. But apparently they're coming out with a new trilogy, and this is going to be from the beginning when the strangers were first, when their inception, when they were younger. They look a little different. This is probably maybe their first murder. I don't know. And basically, when I watched the trailer, I said, this looks good. This looks fun. I enjoy it. People in the comments were like, this is basically the same movie as number 1. And I cannot deny that. I would say it looks basically like the first movie, but I like I think I would give it a shot. I think I'll watch it and may hopefully do some fresh things in it. It's like a concept that I can watch over and over again. Apparently, it's like a home invasion movie is always fun for me. I can watch it again. So I like the cinematography so far. The actors look good. It looks like a good movie. I don't know about the second and the third because those trailers hasn't dropped yet. But Strangers Chapter 1 is on the horizon, and personally, I'm excited about it. I don't know about anybody else. Also on the horizon, we have Imaginary, another horror movie coming out at this week. I think it comes out May 8th. I'm very excited to see it, but also I'm thinking to myself, why bother seeing it? Because the trailer gave up the whole movie. Like this day and age is ridiculous. Okay, every trailer is just the whole movie was laid out in the trailer. Okay. Usually, my favorite part of a horror movie is when they go, oh, now like they finally kind of this is what's gonna happen to Mo in like a week when his everything in his house pops off. By the way, they finally meet. Everything's popping off. The entity's out and it's slapping people around, and they go, we're too overwhelmed. What are we gonna do? And somebody finds an expert. And they go, oh, well, actually, we know somebody used to live in this house. Or, oh, we know like a demonologist. We can go see them. So, they go in the movie, they go about halfway through the movie, they go, what are we going to do? And they go, oh, that's like an ancient legend. And they were buried there like 20 years ago. And now they're back. They showed this in the trailer. Why would you show the part where the expert explains what's in the teddy bear? Because that's what this movie is. The movie's about a haunted teddy bear. If you just showed, there's a little girl who's getting terrorized by a teddy bear, that's enough. I feel like that's enough to incentivize people to go see the movie. But then they go another 15 minutes of the trailer. They go, oh, you want to know what this is? This is actually I'm like, no, I don't. Not right now. I don't want to know. I don't want to know right now, actually. I don't want to know right now. I'm literally going to pay $15 to know what it's about. Like, can I not know about it? It's like they show what it looks like when it's out of the teddy bear. I'm like, did you just show me it materialize outside of the fucking bear? Why? I want to see that in the movie. Like, literally they just go, hey, do you want to watch the movie to see how this ends? Like, that's pretty much what it was. Like, hey, you want to watch this for the last 5 seconds? So I'm still going to watch this movie.
I'm going to watch this movie with you.
But I was like so disappointed because when I saw the initial like artwork for it and the poster, I was like, oh, like a spooky imaginary friend type thing. And then they just blew everything out. I'm like, all right. So I really want to see this. I'm excited for this. And of course, I'm excited for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. I very much enjoyed the first one. Now, the second one has a bigger budget. What I don't like is that they made the costumes more realistic. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy that fact, but I liked it where it looked more low budget, looked like just guys in masks, even though that's not what they were supposed to be. They're supposed to be these mythical creatures. So, whatever. That's what's going to be. I think it's going to help majority of people enjoy it. So I'm still for it, whatever. And the good thing about this is they got the license for Tigger. Tigger became public domain, so Tigger's going to be in this movie. I think Owl's going to be in this movie. This is going to be sick. This is going to be awesome. This is going to be epic. People are going to get ripped up. People are going to get stabbed up by Winnie the Pooh and all his friends. And I think they're going to do a limited release in May or March, actually. They're going to do a limited release in March, so everybody check out online if you can see them. Maybe we'll be able to see it when we go to Myrtle Beach. We'll keep you posted on that. So those horror movies are coming out. We'll definitely be talking about more as the year goes on. We're at the top of the year. We got The Conjuring coming out, I think, either at the end of this year or maybe next year. We got a lot to talk about. So does anybody else have anything you want to say before we get out of here? No.
I'm hungry.
Wow. Roddy, plug your shows because you got multiple shows.
We got... really, if you follow Roddy TV on YouTube, you can watch both Alta Red and Roddy Radio podcasts. You can listen to that. That's just audio, but I've been putting it up on YouTube also. Or you can check them out on Spotify, and Alta Red is also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Check them all out there, or follow us, Alta Red Pod, on TikTok and Instagram to get all the clips.
Beautiful. Pastor?
The No Name Yet podcast and Iron Sharpens Iron are on YouTube, Rumble, X, Apple, and Spotify.
Crow, you got any last words? Any last
Love
calls?
you guys. Welcome. I'm glad to be back. This is going to be a great season.
We're
Roddy.
back. We're better than ever. Season 6, baby. Get ready. This is just the beginning. Peace and love. See you next time.